I mean, back in high school, believe it or not, like, I was actually a pretty decent student, you know, so I would get, like, I was in, like, the little National Honor Society or whatever, like, that bullshit, and, you know, so whenever letters like that for stuff came in, my mom would always be, like, real proud, I guess, or whatever, you know, because I was doing well in school, and, you know, she'd, like, brag about it or, like, make a thing about it, be like, oh, good job, you know what I'm saying, like, make me feel good about myself, I guess, because she was, you know, proud of me putting in effort in school, you know, I guess, and shit, and that I wasn't, you know, just completely being a degenerate, although sometimes I feel like I am, you know what I mean? But, man, one time we got, this fucking letter in the mail from this random ass shit, and I'm gonna call him out, bro. It's this little fake ass company that he's sending shit to every student, and like I think like every student in the world. I don't even think it's just good students or anything like that. Like I'm pretty sure it's any student ever, and it's like they give you like a bumper sticker that says like proud my child is in the NHSSS. It's like close to National Honor Society, but it's like the National Honors something, I don't know, some bullshit like that, and it's not really like an actual thing, you know what I'm saying? It's just like some made up thing so that you can pay to join it. Because to join the club, like I looked through the papers one time because my mom was like proud. She was like, oh, good job, you got accepted into this thing. I was like, oh, hell yeah. And I like looked through the papers or whatever, and shit was like, it was like a $200 or $300 like fucking initiation ceremony or something, and I don't even know if you went there in person. I think you might have just joined. There might be an in-person thing, I think, but it was in like a completely different state, and it's probably something this like small little fucking random group has for the kids that are willing to pay like $300, because I think it said it was in like maybe Washington DC or something. I don't fucking remember, to be honest, dude. I was like, that's weird. Plus I've never heard of this thing, like ever heard of this thing. So I looked it up and I looked into it and shit, man, and it's like 100% just a scam. Like it's really not an actual thing, you know what I'm saying? Like they just be trying to con proud moms and shit into being like, oh my son, you know, it's so beautiful, he's doing well in school, I can't believe that, man, you know, and they fucking send that bullshit, and parents will pay because they want their kids, you know, to be in like these prestigious groups, you know, because they're proud of them and shit, you know, they're playing off of the parents' pride in their children and shit, you know what I'm saying? Which is kind of shitty, but I kind of completely forgot about this. I think I got that thing asking me to join a society or something like in junior year of high school, I think, and it just recently came back to my mind because just like a few days ago I was driving home from work and shit, and I saw this truck, and on the back of it was a bumper sticker that said like proud parent of a child that's in the NHSSS or something like that. And I took a picture of it because I thought about it and I was like, fuck, bro, that is crazy. I remember that shit. Yeah, the NSHSS. It's listen, maybe y'all are gonna look into it and it's not a bullshit group, but I'm like 90% sure it's a bullshit group, and I saw a lot of other motherfuckers talking about it online that they thought it was like, they were pretty sure it's like a completely bullshit group, like it's not a real thing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, it just like made me sad, because I was like, damn, this dad really believes, you know, he's like proud of his kid that he like achieves, and not that I'm like trying to rain on their parade or something, I didn't tell him or anything like that, you know, it was nice to know that at least he believed that, and you know, he was happy and proud of his kid in this moment. That's all that matters. That's all that really matters. It does not fucking matter whether this shit's really a real thing, bro. But I'm also pretty sure there were kids in my fucking class that were like posting on it that were like the obviously like, you know, like kids that you know are getting complete shit grades, and they'd be getting like this little exception letter from them, and they're like, bro, there's no fucking way I belong in this fucking society. I remember somebody posting that shit. This one kid that like didn't give a fuck about school, and he kind of made it like his personality a little bit, that he like didn't give a fuck, you know, and he got into that shit, you know. It's kind of, it's like, it just sucks, bro. They be ripping off parents and shit that are like really proud, and I hate motherfuckers that do that shit, man. Like kind of take advantage of people in situations like that and shit, and it's just like this, it's the same people as like the old people that get taken advantage of for like their social security scams and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're just taking advantage of the weak, man. You're taking advantage of these parents that, you know, their kids ain't doing that well, or all they want in this entire world is for their goddamn kid to do well in fucking school and shit, and they can't pull it together, you know what I'm saying? It gives them the hope. You know, they're feeding off of that little heroin drip, just like these old people are like, fuck, man, I can't lose my retirement, you know? It's like, you know, they're playing on the biggest fear and the biggest insecurity of these people, you know, and they just really trying to rob them, bro. But hey, I mean, that's just the way it is, you know. It's always gonna be like that, man. Like, people trying to make money where they can, man, you know, because the people that form them societies and shit were probably struggling at some point or some bullshit, you know, and they had to get their own too at some point, you know what I mean, man? Like, hey, I hope y'all fuck with the Black Ops 1, man. I've been playing this. This is like the second video I've made like this. I fuck with it, man. This is my favorite Call of Duty of all time. It was my first Call of Duty of all time and shit, so I just started playing it in the videos. I can't rank up like mid-gameplay and shit like I can on MW2. That's what I really like about MW2, but it don't matter, bro. This shit's fun as hell to play, and I really like it, man, but it's just harder to hit shots on this game because like the sway is way stronger than on Modern Warfare 2, and it's much harder to snipe on this game, but I fuck with it. I still love doing it because it's like satisfying. It's fun because it's like a little bit harder to actually do it, you know what I mean? But I hope y'all fuck with it. I appreciate y'all, and I love y'all, man.